Alright folks, welcome back to another riveting episode. Today we're diving deep into the European Union's proposed General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR as it's commonly known. Now this is a massive topic that actually reshapes how we think about personal data and privacy. You know, it's like putting on a fresh pair of glasses. You finally see things clearly. Imagine you're walking through a bustling city London perhaps, and every time you step into a shop, you have to not only trust the storekeeper but also feel secure about your information. GDPR is, in a way, that security blanket ensuring uniform application across EU member states. It's about establishing trust in digital services so people feel safe while shopping online, and not just in physical shops, right?
Right. So it's like a set of rules to make sure everyone plays nice with data. But could you give an example of how this affects us on a day-to-day basis? Like, I'm just thinking of those times I signed up for something and just clicked I agree without reading anything.
Oh, absolutely. Let me take you on a little journey. Consider when you visit an online service, say, a social media platform, under GDPR. That platform isn't just allowed to collect any data they want, without your knowledge. It's like, you wouldn't let someone rummage through your bag without permission, right? You should be aware of what's happening with your data. Businesses must now be clear about how they use your information. They have to inform you, hey, we're collecting your data for this reason. And if there's a data breach, they need to notify you quickly.
Wow, that's pretty drastic. So is this like when my mobile provider had to tell me about a security breach last year? Or is it different?
Exactly. That's a perfect example. Your mobile provider had to take that proactive measure because of the GDPR regulations. If there's any kind of breach, like if your personal data is compromised, they have to alert you, which, believe it or not, can increase your trust in digital products. It's like when you get your favorite coffee shop to be upfront about their new beans. They're aiming for transparency to keep you coming back, right?
Oh wow, I've never thought of it that way. But it makes me wonder what happens if a company just ignores these rules. Like, do they get slapped on the wrist or something stronger?
A great question. If companies don't comply with GDPR, they can face hefty fines up to 4% of their annual global revenue. That's a huge deal. Imagine a massive corporation getting fined like that. It could seriously impact their operations. It's kind of like a football game. If one team consistently breaks the rules, the referee steps in, right? They need to keep the game fair, and that's what these regulations aim to do in the digital realm.
Ah, I see. So, are there any tech companies that have already been penalized? Like, did they fight it or just go along with it?
Yes, indeed. Let's look at the infamous case of Google. They face significant fines in France for not adequately informing users about the data collection practices. They initially resisted, arguing that their practices complied, but in the end, the regulatory bodies deemed otherwise. So, they had to buckle down and adjust their policies. It's similar to how a chef has to follow food safety rules, or risk a health inspector coming in and wreaking havoc.
It definitely puts things in perspective. It's like cooking a lovely meal while making sure no one gets food poisoning. But can these regulations keep up with, emerging technologies, cryptocurrencies, AI, and all that high-tech stuff?
Spot on, and that's the crux of the matter. One of the biggest challenges with GDPR is indeed the evolving nature of technology. For instance, think about AI. It's constantly learning and adapting, which complicates how we approach data protection. Anonymization techniques are vital here, because they help in protecting individual identities while still allowing data to be useful for analysis. It's like turning a pie into a cake. Both are delicious but require different methods.
Oh, I love cakes. Do you think GDPR will evolve with these technologies? Or will it be like trying to change a flat tire while the car is moving?
That's such a vivid analogy. I would say it will be a blend of both. The challenge is to create flexible regulations that accommodate new technologies while still providing strong data protection protocols. It's like dancing between efficiency and security, trying to find a rhythm that works for both data innovation and individual rights. Oh, and speaking of dancing, have you heard how data surveillance could... maybe I'll save that for our next episode, eh?
Haha, alright, I'm super curious now. It's like leaving a cliffhanger. But before we wrap up, could you touch a bit on how GDPR affects businesses looking to expand globally?
Absolutely. When businesses comply with GDPR, they're not just protecting their customers, they're also positioning themselves as trustworthy brands in the international market. It's almost like a quality stamp showing potential clients that you take data seriously can enhance your reputation. The regulation has gone a long way in influencing global data protection frameworks, pushing other countries to consider stronger consumer protections. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about privacy, not just in Europe but worldwide.
Oh wow, so it's more than just rules, it's actually shaping the future of how we interact and secure our data. That's massive.
Exactly. It's an exciting, albeit complex journey towards better data protection. Thanks for joining in on this fascinating discussion today, and remember, always keep that curiosity alive.